You're really particular, Laura. You know, I've never had anybody so particular. But I wasn't particular when I first hired you, was I? Only when all these little things come up am I getting really you're picky, or you're particular. No, she were. I don't know what she were. You're really... Yeah. She made light of it. I didn't even have to go to the store and talk to anybody. She got what I was saying. She makes light of everything. I'm gonna, just to her, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make it right, It doesn't change the fact it was fucked up in the first place. She wouldn't give me the plumber's name. She's like, I'm not gonna let you cause trouble for the plumber. I wouldn't cause trouble for you and your mom. I'm not gonna let you cause... But churchwoman said that's a red flag. If she won't give you the plumber's name, he must not be licensed. If he was licensed, she would have no problem. She should have no problem giving him your name. That's what churchwoman said. At this point, I'm just laughing. You know what, Laura? I view you. I view you as a friend now. Because I told her, I said, you know, you're going to make my closet doors work, right? She's like, well, that's why we couldn't get them to work in the first place. I said, but when my old runners, I know the closet doors didn't work great, but this door and your stupid contraption is now jammed. I can't even move the door. You know? But no, I feel differently than churchwoman. That, I mean, why, if this woman is willing to fix all this crap, why not let her do it? That's how I feel. Churchwoman's like, I wouldn't let those people back in my home. Okay? But don't think I'm going to give, just because she's willing to fix all this stuff, don't think I'm going to give her a good review. She's not going to get a good review from me. Okay? That's a given. But in any review, I will also say the good, just like any people, the good with the bad with the good, you know what I mean? She did do extra things. She gave us a brand new toilet. We weren't required to have a brand new toilet. She did do extra things. She did extra things. She did extra little things that she wasn't actually required to do. I give you that. She admits her guy's messed up. She's good. She's making excuses. You know, when you do a lot of work on someone's house, at the end, you can be tired. I said, but that's the whole point. She's like, but the doors can go on either way. They didn't correctly install them. Yes, they did. They're responsible to know that the stream of water is supposed to go. But she said the same thing that you said, Card, and Coco, and Churchwoman, that they're in backwards. They can go either way. All right, but if you're working on your own home and you mess up, it's one thing. And she's like, they can go either way, but the way you have it, we want minimal water coming out. The way you have it, when it's directly through that gap, a hell of a lot more water has a chance of possibly splashing over or this, that, or whatever, okay? I saw how much water there was in my mom's 15-minute shower. It's going to be a lot more water with my 30 or 45, you know what I mean? It's just like, but the fact is, it doesn't even matter because I said to her, I don't care. At this point, I'm like so fed up. I said to her, I told her, I was honest. And like, Churchwoman and others, because I'm not going to reveal I have a YouTube channel, Churchwoman and others are saying I should just fire you and go and no, you know. She's like, yeah, you don't want to have your mom have to do that. I'm willing to come and fix everything. I'm like, I know. They know that too. I don't, you know me. I said to her, you know, how do I... You know, if your men were careless in small things, how can we trust or have faith and confidence that they did the big things correctly? We just have to. And the plumber, how Churchwoman feels is that any licensed plumber would not mess up these little things in the first place. He's probably not licensed. I wouldn't have him in my home, says Churchwoman. Yeah, I'm not letting these people off the hook. You know? If my shower thing's defective, and why should I have to have water coming down on my head? You could pay your own. Why don't you have your mom just pay a couple $100 to your plumber, and then I can have people from church do this and move the doors around and do your because I don't want to let this woman off the hook because she's at least been nice, and I don't want to let her off the hook. She's going to silicone everything. She's going to do everything, get everything working right, and if something, you know. If her plumber is not licensed and fucks up major or something, then, you know, Mom's insurance would have to cover it. So I'm assuming that's the case. We just better hope that all the pipes and everything was all changed around major. I know that. you know. But she can't accuse me of being picky or particular when I didn't question her at all in the beginning. I trusted her. So it's going to be you doing the work on my own, me and one other guy. Great. What about a plumber? You said, oh, the pipes are going to have blah, 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 whatever. Regan said, oh, I have my own plumber I work with. Did I ask if he was licensed? I wouldn't even know to ask if he was licensed. Her excuse to not give me his name is that she doesn't want me to cause trouble for him. I said, I don't want to, so I'm trusting her. But if, you know, if ever came down I had to sue her or something, I'd say I recorded her when I was talking to her, like, you know, well, not technically, I didn't have it on speaker, but, I mean, I asked her, is he licensed? She said he is. I'm going to have to trust that she's not lying. He's licensed. Or you're just used to lying. You know, at this point, I view you as a friend. Yeah, I don't view you as a friend. And I'm not going to have you do our front door, and I would never recommend you, and I would never have you work on anything for me ever again. Willingness, as I said to her in a text, your willingness to make right things that shouldn't have gone wrong in the first place in no way, shape, or form diminishes the emotional toll this ongoing contracting nightmare has been having on me and my mother. She, of course, doesn't know my life history. She knows from the very beginning, you know, that you know, my mom has some problems. And I'm like, you need to not be calling my mom, right? She had my mom's number from before because at one point I did have my mom call because I'm tired of handling all of it, and I just wanted a break. And I blocked my own phone, as in all my voicemails full. It only holds 20 on the stupid little flip phone. It only holds 20 messages, so it's easily full, you know. And my mom, but then she starts asking my mom questions she couldn't answer, and, you know. And, you know, my mom can have diarrhea of the mouth anyway. No, she doesn't know details. She knows my mom's elderly, she knows my mom has some problems, and I'm handling this. The field adjuster knew at the start, I'm like, is there any way, do you have to put this money into my mom's account? Because, you know, you don't ever know with my mom. It's touch and go with my mom at all times. Doesn't matter if she's living with me, living with Auntie, living alone. It's always touch and go, all right? There have been enough times where you thought she was acting up a little and might get hospitalized. You see the signs, and then she snaps out of it on her own. Thank God. All right? Thank God. But you're always wondering if you're me, and it's killing you inside because you don't know, you know. So it's much better to put $1,000 into my account so in case my mom winds up in the hospital, we're not in a position where we can't pay for the, you know what I mean? Then what do we do? The money's in my mom's account, and anything could happen. It's far less likely to happen to me than it is to her, okay? So to be safe, but I didn't know. I thought maybe it has to be put in the homeowners, and the field just said no. It can be put in your account. You can give me any number. I'm like, good. And then once we were in the hotel, and my mom, you know, was doing okay and whatnot, we're going through a lot of stress with all this, and her moving in a week ahead of time, so save a few $100 on moving costs. The church woman and volunteered people to move the big stuff in her apartment, but I wasn't prepared to have her a week early, and I had to spend hours and hours and hours getting everything out of her bedroom, the final thing. It took me, and you know what I mean? And then I'm the one who spent hours and hours with the church woman moving everything back and forth from her apartment to here. It took like 3 trips. Well, and my mom, there's no point in my mom coming. She's just an extra person in the car that's going to take up room. Plus, you know, a lot of times she gets in the way. Church woman was able to make the trip here while I'm running around my mom's old apartment like crazy, being fast. You know, my mom would just have gotten in the way. She wouldn't really help that much. And I hate to say that, you know, but it's true. I was able to really book in and run around and everything. And my mom will second guess stuff, even if I ever do little things here. I mean, the whole point of me having you do these little tasks is don't bother me while I'm doing other stuff. And she'll be asking me things like, well, should I do this or that? I'm like, Mom, use your judgment. Use your judgment, please. Just use your judgment, I don't care. Or if I have her sorting laundry and she finds something she doesn't recognize, just set it aside, don't bother me. I'm trying to do, you know what I mean? So, in the end, I'm not trying to insult her, but I'm sorry, but it is easier for me to do this shit, okay? But it is all on my shoulders, and it's been on my shoulders. But it's stressful for both of us, and we're moving back in here. It happened when all this crap and shit happened, okay? Unavoidable. the bottom line is, to be on the safe side, we put, not the app, just the first time. Subsequent times we're in the hotel and we put them in my mom's account so she can write her check and everything's fine. Otherwise it would have been more difficult. I don't have a checkbook. For me to have to try to figure out I'm in a place I've never been to in my life. I have no idea where my bank is. I have no way to get there unless by a tap. You know what I mean? So that was easier. The contractor came there, picked up a check. My mom's checkbook was there, of course. Just had her write checks for subsequent payments. But the first time it went to my account just in case, you know. Because we just never know with my mom. She's on those powerful psych meds, and that's the bottom line. There's never any warning when she starts getting sick. We just start having the little warning signs that I can recognize after dealing with it for so many years. But there's never any rhyme or reason to it. You never know. And she can snap out of it, thankfully, just as easily, and sometimes she doesn't snap out of it and winds up hospitalized. Okay? Just because I don't talk about everything out here anymore, it doesn't mean that there hasn't been some touch-and-go times. That thankfully she has not been hospitalized in a long time. But I had some person who says she's not new, she's been watching me for a long time. She also wants to try to tell me I should do 2 different YouTube channels to cater to the people who don't want to see my body or hear me swear. No, that's not happening. Not happening.